Good morning, guys. Robbie here with We Do Bathrooms LLC, a certified tile contractor down here in South Florida. Today's video, we're going to be talking about stone glues. Some tile guys refer to that as a Akimi. Akimi is just the most popular product on the market. They sell the most, so a lot of stone glue is just referred to as Akimi. But there are many different manufacturers of Akimi. There are a couple different kinds of Akimis, and there's many different functions of Akimis. So today I figured we'd go over just the basics of what Akimi is used for, and then later on in the video I'm going to show you how to actually fill in a chipped tile with Akimi to match the color. So if you have a project where you've already installed the tile or a countertop and you find a chip in it, you don't have to rip all that out. You can actually patch it fill the chip in, patch it while it's in place, already installed on the wall, already installed on the floor, etc. So that's what that video is going to be about. And today I'm using a K-Bond Elite. This is a knife grade stone adhesive. It's a transparent. I use a lot of transparents. They're easier to mix the color. And we're going to go into that, different colors of Akimi bases and buffs, as long as adding colors and matching tile colors. So stay tuned for that. Alright, so before we go into the actual application process, I figured we'd go into a little more about what exactly stone glue is. So, as stated before, I'm using K-Bond Elite, which is a knife grade adhesive. Now, stone glue is a two-part product. You have the adhesive itself, and then you have the hardening cream. You mix it at a 1 to 3% by weight ratio, alright? And the hotter the temperature is in the room, the faster it's going to cure. The colder the temperature is in the room, the slower it's going to cure. But this has a curing time of about 10 to 20 minutes for this specific product, given how much hardener you actually add in there. But you got to be careful with the amount of hardener. You have to follow the manufacturer's specifications, because if you add too much hardener, it tends to yellow. And that's not the effect you want on if you, let's say you're patching up an all white tile, you don't want to have a yellow haze to that. So make sure to follow the manufacturer's specifications on mixing the hardener, which is 1 to 3% by weight, and that you're letting the curing time, just to be safe, 20 minutes before you start sanding, scratching down. It says 10 to 20 minutes, but I recommend having you wait at least 20 minutes before you are actually working with sanding down this stone adhesive here. Okay, so as stated earlier, stone glue products can be used for a variety of different things. Its main function is to join pieces together in the fabrication process of countertops, mitered pieces in marble fabrication, marble restoration, filling in chips, having anything that's seamless where we're connecting two pieces together but we don't want a grout joint or anything of that nature. That's where we use stone glue products. So down here I have an example of a broken backsplash piece. That would be a great thing to fix with a stone glue product. And then over here I also have a piece of chipped tile, which I'm actually going to show you how to fill in the chip on that piece of white tile. Now, before we actually get into repairing the chipped tile that you see there, the chipped subway tile, we're going to go over exactly what you need to work with Akimi. So first, you're going to need your actual stone glue product. You're going to need the hardening cream. You're going to need stir sticks, razor blades, your coloring, and some sandpaper. We don't need a lot of sandpaper, so we're going with 220, but sandpaper can range all the way from 80 grit all the way to 1,200 grit, and that is a video for another day when we're getting into sanding down things. Oh yeah, I forgot an important part. Don't forget your acetone. Acetone is what you're going to use to wipe down all the excess residue, and acetone stops the reaction process in Akimi and stops it from actually hardening. Alright, so as you can see here, I've put a chip into this subway tile here. This is a white polished subway tile, and we're going to fill this chip in with Akimi, and we're going to make this chip look like it was never really there. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take paper towel and a little bit of acetone. And we're gonna clean the area that we're about to fill in with stone glue. It's important to have any kind of residues or anything that are on the tile wiped off so that everything adheres properly. So now I've cleaned this area off with my acetone. Now, I always mix my Akimi on a piece of cardboard because when you're on a job site or you're on a construction site in a bathroom working on it, there's normally always something that's come in a box that you can tear a piece of cardboard out of and work on. So you got your cardboard, you go ahead and grab your stir sticks, and get a couple of them out because you're going to be using a couple of them. And you want to open up your Akimi or your stone glue. See, everybody calls it Akimi, even me. Okay, you're going to open up your stone glue there. And you can see that this is already transparent. This is already a transparent color here. And we're only working with white, so we really would only need to add a white coloring. And if you even wanted to get a little more advanced, you could already have purchased a 3D flowing white where it's already pre-colored white. You don't have to add any coloring to it. It would probably already match exactly to the tile that you have there. But we don't have any 3D flowing white. We have transparent right now, so I'm going to add a little bit of color from our coloring wheel here and mimic or match this color perfectly. So I've got the little bit of stone glue that I'm going to use, and it's important to take more than you're going to use because if you're going to be working on multiple pieces of tile and they're all the same color, you don't want to run out and try to have to match that color again. So you need to make all the color that you're going to be using all at one time. That way your color for all your chips and repairs are staying consistent. So I'm over here, I'm looking for my white coloring now. You see it right here. So here's my white coloring. And this dye is it's very strong. It's a very strong dye. You don't need to add much to it, but because we're only going with white, we don't have to be that exact. We just need to get white coloring into it. Okay, so there's my white coloring right there. And all you got to do to test it, if you're having different colored tiles or anything and you're not sure if it's going to work, you get the color that you think is going to work. You don't add any hardening cream to it yet. You just sit there and you wipe it right on the tile. Wipe it right on the tile, give it a test. Take a razor blade. Open it up, scrape it flat, and if you really can't see that chip anymore, that's your color. All right, so now that we've determined that that's the color that we use, we're gonna clean it up with a little more acetone, wipe it down. Okay, get all that out of there because now we need to actually add hardening cream to it and have to have it work. Okay. I'm going to use it a little more. Alright, there we go. Now we're cleaned up. All that's out of there. Alright, so now we haven't added our hardening cream yet because we were going to put a little bit of tape around the area. And that's just going to make it a little easier when we pull off the tape to just contain it. Just like if you were painting something. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of tape. And tape sticks really well when you clean something with acetone because there's just nothing on there to stop the tape from adhering. That's going to stay. Try to get it as close to the actual chip itself as you can, limiting the amount of space that you need to clean. Okay, now I've got the chip surrounded by tape, see? Now I'm going to add my hardening cream to my already mixed color. And now it's 1% to 3% by weight. Now I don't have a scale here, but I already know just from using it a lot that I'm only going to put about a little tiny pea-sized portion. That's enough to get the reaction in the Akimi right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hardening cream, and I'm mixing it in. I'm mixing it in really well, trying to get everything all mixed together. But you got to do it kind of fast, because once you get that Akimi or that hardening cream in there, you only got about 4 minutes of working time with it till it starts to set. So you can move it around for about 4 minutes. Get it all nice and mixed up. Okay, that's good. Get it all mixed up. I'm going to take it with my stir stick. Place it over the chip. Take a razor blade, clean razor blade. See my razor blade? Now this is a polished finish, so we have to use a razor blade for this. Alright. Now I'm just getting it so that it's flat. You see how I did that? Now it's nice and flat. I got my tape there. Look, you can't even see the chip right now. But now we need to let this pretty much cure. Alright, I got what I wanted. So I'm going to take my little bit of tape off. Okay. Okay, now I'm left with my chip that's been filled in, and it's a little raised, so now we need to let this cure for 20 minutes. And then we'll come back to the next step and we'll flatten that out, and that chip will be completely gone. Alright, so now that our stone glue has cured, it's been about 25 minutes. I can show you on the actual cardboard itself if you want to see how it's completely solid now. It literally breaks just like tile. So this is ready, this is workable now. So now we can take a razor blade. Now remember, this is a polished finish, right? So we can't take any sandpaper really to it, because then we'd start scraping off the polish on the finish here. So what we do now is we take a new razor blade, all right? And we come on flush to the tile like this. And we scrape off the little bit of excess that we have here. You see how I'm doing this? Just lightly scraping it off until the only thing that's left is the stone glue and the actual chip. So now, take a little bit of acetone and clean up around it. There you go. There is no visible chip in that tile anymore. So now, instead of having to rip out the tile, redoing it, trying to redo the floor, you can just patch it in with a stone glue. Hope that helps, guys. Alright guys, so that concludes this video on how to use stone glue to fill in chips on ceramic polished tile. And like I said, there's many different functions of stone glue, but this one I feel would really help out the homeowner with just trying to spruce up the place, or let's say they were installing something and they noticed a chip later on when they were grouting, this is definitely something to help you out moving forward with any kind of tiling project. This is just an overall amazing skill to have. And as you can see, we don't see any chips in this tile anymore. So Robbie with We Do Bathrooms LLC, certified tile contractor. Let's just keep working hard, stay true to ourselves, and just be kind to everybody, guys. I'm out.